Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls. This is episode 19, I believe. I really never keep track of this stuff. But anyway, I'm your host, Spirit Bounceholder, and I've been doing a little grinding ever since that we opened up this area. And just to give you an idea, I have leveled up to level 85, or yeah, 85. I've taken a little bit extra dexterity, a significant amount of strength, and a little bit of endurance. And that's mostly because I wanted to show off to you guys some of the other weapons that we have picked up, but we haven't had a chance to show you guys yet. So this, for example, the Gravelord sword, I haven't shown you guys yet what basically its moveset is, what basically its great strengths are. But little issue with it is also the fact that showing that off now isn't all that great anymore, because we haven't taken care of this weapon. We haven't been all too kind with that. Now you see we're fat rolling, and that's basically because I decided to equip the oh dear, the Havel's helmet when I actually couldn't wear that anymore. These guys, those javelins are very annoying indeed. There we go. That will solve it. But yeah, the Gravelord sword, it's a curved greatsword. It is one of the few curved greatswords really. There aren't all that many in Dark Souls. But it has a very simple moveset, it's very reliable. Basically something you would also expect from a lighter weapon. And that is one of the reasons why it is very much desirable in the early stages of the game. Because it's really easy to get used to. It is a good weapon to start off with, I would say. There's not much to be said about it, except the fact that it's quite powerful if you manage to be able to wield it. Which we now are, thanks to upgrading our strength. The other weapon that I want to show off, I will actually show off after I kill these guys, because it's a bit annoying if I to switch out weapons whilst fighting. There we go. That takes care of them. The other weapon that I really want to show off was the Great Spear of Ornstein. Where is it? Ah, there it is. The Dragon Slayer Spear. Because that one basically has got almost the same requirements as the Gravelord sword in regards to stat requirements. But obviously the way you fight with it is very, very different. It has quick strikes that don't use up a lot of stamina. You can use it from behind the shield. Obviously the biggest issue with that is that your stamina will recover very slowly. But the great fun of this weapon is, and at the same time something to be very much careful and aware of, is the fact that it has a ranged attack. Now the reason you need to be very aware of it is because it drains a lot of durability of the weapon. So despite being a very powerful and fun attack, especially in PvP, I would say, in normal PvE it is not all that much recommended, I would say, to keep using that over and over again. The weapon will break quite quickly. But obviously, if you wield a melee weapon basically, and you see an enemy and you are in melee combat and it runs away a bit to heal with Estus or something like that, or switch weapon, and you just fire a lightning bolt out of nowhere from your spear, that's going to surprise a lot of people. Even if they know that you can do it with a spear, it's still going to be something that people are prone to forget. Were there any other weapons that I really want to show off to you guys? Well, we have the Giant's Halberd. And the Giant's Halberd I can't wield with one hand yet, because it is so great and heavy. And I myself have never really invested much time into this weapon, but seeing how it is quite powerful just like this, unupgraded, unattended to, really, it is really something quite surprising how powerful it is. It does 140 physical damage plus already a scaling of 92, and it adds a little bit of lightning damage on top of that. This can be quite a fun weapon, though the lightning damage does not scale, so that should be kept in mind. But if you like strength weapons and like a little bit more speed, a little bit more flexibility, then it could be a fun weapon to use. We have a lot of spears. I can't sell them yet to Framt because we can't reach Framt from here. I would like to show off more weapons than this, but at the moment I can't. The next stat requirements pretty much are either 40 strength or 50 strength. And to show those would mean that I have to be around 28 strength. Something around that. Yeah, about there. So that's not really going to work out. That's not... that's gonna be a while before I can show that to you guys, maybe in New Game Plus or something like that. What you will also notice is that we will probably be taking a lot less damage, because every time you level up you also get a bonus to certain armor parameters, defense parameters. So we are a bit more resistant to basically all damage right now. So again, if you like Dark Souls but you feel like it's too hard, or you feel like you don't want to be struggling on every boss fight, just a little bit of grinding can make a significant difference. So let's explore the painted world of Ariamis, shall we? Let's first walk up to here, because there is something waiting here. Ring of Sacrifice can always come in handy, though I doubt we'll be switching out rings a lot, because if we want to switch out a ring, that is very likely going to mean that, well, not very likely, it's definitely going to mean that we need to switch out Havel's ring. And as you all probably are well aware of, that is the source of the carry weight that we require for most things. For most of our set and all. We have a rope there that we can cut. There we go. Take care of those guys. And be aware of that little sniper there. Bit of an unpleasant guy, really. Yeah, I have to run back to the front of the fort to pick up the item that we just got loose. It lies over there. Goes humanity. I believe there was another item that could be cut loose in this area somewhere, but I'm not sure right now. Either way, should we be going up here? I actually have no idea. I forgot what the sequence was of this area. Oh, right. There, we can go over here for one. Heal up for a moment. Alright. And over here. Oh. For one, you will have a very, very nice view. Gives you a nice oversight of the entire area, really. And the fact, for example, that all the way to the top of that castle is an item, as well as some crowmen. Now, I'm not sure, but they... I know that sometimes they also come over here. But for now, what is interesting is what happens when we drop down here. Alright. We have dried fingers. And dried fingers. What did that thing do again? Oh! Should not go and enter such menus when they are around. I'll first clear out the area, it makes it easier. Thank you. Alright, there you go. Now, dried fingers, what were you again? Quite low, right. Shrivel, still slightly warm, surely cannot belong to anything human. I'm not sure, but I believe that what the dried fingers did was cause the timer to reset, and the time. I know that sounds very vague, but let me explain. Whenever you are invaded, a certain timer will be set for like 5 minutes for the time that you won't be invaded again. So basically the game allows players to progress a little bit easier that way, because you won't be invaded constantly, even though there will probably be constantly people asking you for, hey, I want to invade, I want to invade, I want to invade. But the game funnels that for you. They put a little timer on it, and like you can be invaded only about once every 5 minutes. So what the dried fingers did, if I recall correctly, was actually reset that timer. So if you were just invaded and you want to be invaded again, because you know the area is going to have a lot of people that are invading, you can use the dried fingers and the timer will reset, and that will mean that you can be invaded right away again. Hello? I believe that were the crow people, but I don't think they should be coming over. Oh, that's right. I also used up most of our souls. I left a couple of smaller ones just in case we have something we really want, and we're a bit short. If we're a large amount short, we can just come back here and go grind a little bit. But if we're if we're just a little bit short, we can just use one of those souls and be done with it. Not sure if the path was open. I believe there was a path down there. That huffing sound comes from these rats, FYI, so if you hear that huffing, it's coming from those guys. Armor ahead. Yes, I believe this was the painted guardian. Yeah. Painted guardian set. It's a nice set. It's, I would say, quite elegant. And especially if you don't value armor as much and try to play it more on a very light armor build. That can be a very fun set to use. In general, the painted guardian weapon as well, that little axe sword thingy that they use, it's quite nice. It's good. It's got proper scaling. It's pretty quick. I've heard and seen of people using it quite some times. Alright, so where do we go next? I think we'll go over here, take the stairway upwards. And here we have the crow man. Now, I already told a little bit about the goddess Valka, and in fact, these crow people are disciples of the goddess, which is a little bit strange to find them here, because the painted world of Ariamis basically is, according to the lore, a place that the giants and the lords, ooh, that was close, decided to use so that things that threatened them, things that scared them, or things they deemed to be evil or in any way, they would put it away here. And there are a lot of crows, there are crow people here, and in general there's simply a very strong strong power, so to say, strong influence of Valka around here. Strongly suggesting that Valka herself was very much deemed to be dangerous by the lords, which often are called gods, I might add. Alright. We just picked up the red soapstone, and the red soapstone is a quite unique one. It is basically the same as the white soapstone, but rather than coming and invading to help, you invade for battle. So basically, it's you can invite people over to come and have PvP battles with you. And personally, I find that quite to be a nice system. It allows you to decide for yourself when you want to fight, really. It allows you to set up hotspots with a lot of people together, where you can just constantly do battle and get all kinds of nice items and souls from it. Well, items not, but you can get souls from it, and you can get humanity from it. Or, of course, if someone is really generous, they can drop a specific item for you. Alright, so that rounds up that area. We dropped this little thingy over here. Again, a humanity. And from here on, we can go into this well. So let's slide down. And this is a bit of an unpleasant area. It is close quarters. It is very, very little movement space. Oh, and these things are there. These skeleton wheels. So that's why you really want to be careful. Probably roll out of the way back into the split where you came from. Ooh, the bone wheeled shield. I mentioned that one before. Or be sure to have a proper shield that can allow you to block them. Dang it. Get back here, you. There. Yeah? Okay. I was standing around there like, oh, did I die yet? Requires 30 strength and scales off of strength. Okay, so we can't use this yet. And it's like a great shield. But as I explained before, it is... Alright, this is another way back up. It is quite a nice weapon if you want to do a shield only run. Fire Surge. Because it apparently, with that shield, it is basically possible to do that because it doubles as a weapon pretty well. No. Oh dear, there's another one. There we go. If you strike preemptively, you can also catch them whilst they're still rolling. Another shield. But we picked up the annex key, and the annex key is required to progress. Oh dear. Oh dear, another one. There we go. There are a few in here, and you have to be very careful if you don't want to be overwhelmed. But we actually came from the wrong side here, because usually you would approach from the other side, but through the well you can also come from this side, or by climbing up the stairs on the other side. Alright. But I've usually always taken the well. Not sure why, I just always found it to be quite applicable. Now we'll turn the handle, and when we do that, this happens. The gate opens. And as you can vaguely make out, at the end of this bridge, there's a fog wall. That is where the boss fight is. Alright. Not sure how many there actually were in this area. Here's another one. But there's quite a few of them, so be sure to calmly progress and take them out one by one if possible. Because you don't want to be chasing after them and being chased at the same time. It doesn't work well, trust me. Alright. So we climb up here. Ah, right. This is the path you would normally take, and you have probably already noticed that I intentionally avoided it for now. But there you go. Alright, so basically we could now head straight for the exit and get out of here, and depending on what your plan is, you might want to do that, but I still want to loot out this area a bit more. And we picked up the annex key, which allows us to go over here. Alright. We have more of these bloating things. Oh, didn't kill you? There you go. Their fire attack is quite powerful nonetheless. And in general they can pretty well screw you over if... oh dang. With their poison. Now from here... these guys will come over and attack you. But they shouldn't be too much of a problem. And over here you can pick up the Dark Ember. And that will allow you to infuse weapons with dark. Or rather, as it is called, the occult. In Dark Souls 2, however, the concept of occult is removed and it's simply called dark, so dark magic and occult weapons are basically becoming the same, and you have even got spells that will imbue, or rather hexes as they are called, to imbue your weapon. Vow of Silence. Get out of here. There you go. 2 in 1 go. You might also want to farm these guys if you are in single player, because these are the only enemies that drop a souvenir of reprisal, I believe it was. Ah, yes. And those are used to progress in a certain covenant. I will show you guys that covenant as well before the end of this playthrough. So that definitely is something to look out for. What else is there? Oh right, I know what I was about to do. Was to show you guys. Yes. Basically something that also is very much that you should be aware of. Something that I want to tell you guys. Every one of these items have a short description, but through these descriptions you can actually learn quite a lot about the world. I mean, for example, this miracle, Soothing Sunlight, is gives a little bit of background about Guinevere. The miracle of Guinevere, the princess that cherished by all, grants the blessing to many great warriors. So, yeah. Oh, special miracle granted to the maidens of Guinevere. Now you remember these 2 miracles we got from those monstrosities in the archives, and I mentioned that these were probably the handmaidens of Guinevere, and that is obviously because they dropped these miracles. So it basically suggests that they were granted this miracle by Guinevere, which would be only given to the maidens of Guinevere. So therefore they should be the maidens of Guinevere turned into those monstrosities. So that's ways you can figure out those things. Here, a little bit about Valka. Secret rite of the black-haired witch Valka. Prevents casting of magic within an area. Valka, the goddess of sin, is a rogue deity, but she is versed in arts both new and old, and is considered to have a great range of influence, even as the gods are concerned. So, this is one of the miracles that was put into the world, the painted world of Ariamis, to be sealed away, and this is actually one that is created by Valka. So yet again, it tells you more about her. Now you probably want to walk over here, and here we get a very nice set, the black set. And each one of these pieces of armor obviously tell you a little bit about Velka, or at least I would imagine so. I actually haven't paid too much attention to those things myself. I mostly just watched videos on YouTube. But where is it? Ah, here we are. Mask worn by the partners serving Velka, the goddess of sin. The partners listen to the confessions of sinners, urging reflection and salvation. Their masks symbolize separation from worldly desires. So each one, well actually it isn't all that much, but even so, the rest also says the partner's attire is uniformly black in color and said to be imbued with Velka's mystical power, which provides resistance against all kinds of magic. And that is something you can see back in the items actually. They all have relatively high magic resistance. So basically the lore and the practical reality is pretty well intertwined, Dark Souls. I believe I'm still missing a few items from this area, but I'll leave that be for now. Basically this is most of the paint world of Ariamis, so we'll just progress and get out of here. I will show you the boss, but I will not kill it. Because... oh wait, I actually forget one thing. I forget one thing that I want to show you guys. And I forget one area in doing so. It is quite easily overlooked, I will say. And we actually need to turn human for this, which is quite alright. It does mean that we can get invaded in this area. But usually in this area that is something desirable. Because this area, the painted world of Ariamis, is the only area where you are not... you are not... what's the word I'm looking for? You don't have to kill the boss, and if you don't have to kill the boss, that means that you can constantly be invaded in this area. Because the moment you defeat the boss of a certain area, you are not allowed to invade in this area anymore. But since the boss isn't required, thank you, to be beaten, to be killed, this area can be a permanent area of PvP interactions. And will increase dexterity. Alright. But there's another scripted invasion here. And I like to show those off. Also because if you do those invasions, it can actually cause small changes to the world. As well as unlock certain items for you. And it's in this area. Gosh dang it. Alright. I'm not sure exactly where it would happen. Ah, Acid Search. Another one of those pyromancies. I believe. Dang you guys. We'll heal up because if they come invading now. Ah! Dark Spirit King Jeremiah. And he is an odd fellow, as you can obviously see. It is still a human. And it's a... Oh dear. I forgot about the Pyromancies. I forgot about the Pyromancies. Wait. Are you going to... Oh! Gosh dang it. That's unlucky. Those are actually mostly randomized. I hope he invades again. I'm not sure if he does. Dang it. That is a lot of damage. And that's quite surprising actually, because our armor is... Oh right, we need to get the bloodstain first. Our armor is quite strong against fire. Quite fire resistant, but... Huh. Then again, it's got to be said, he used two of the strongest pyromancies in the game. Which were Chaos Fireball and Chaos Flame Pillar. Or I believe it was Chaos Flame Pillar. At least it is a Chaos Flame Pillar. I'm not sure if it's called that, but it is that. So yeah. But we have to go back now. I want to beat him. Because I want this armor set and I want this weapon. And you can only get those if you beat him. And he isn't all that hard to beat, but you don't want to be at range with him because he's a pyromancer. So... And pyromancers are strongest at medium range. Which is basically uniformly true for most magic users, but especially for pyromancers you want the enemy to be a bit closer than otherwise. Most pyromancy spells have a great amount of drop off if it are projectile ones. Oh, and we actually can summon someone here. Oh dear. Dang you. I just wanted to... They never wait for you. They never wait for you. But, oh well. And these Torchbearer hollows always are... I always felt that they were a bit overpowered, but oh well. Hey, no sneaking up behind me. There you go. Oh, there you are. Alright. Use a heal spell just to be safe. And we'll run back over to this area. And he probably... I don't know what he does. Do we invade a second time? No? Yeah, tiresome. Ah! There he is. Navigating this area also is a bit of a drag sometimes. But if you are quick, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Come on, buddy. Alright. When you get close, he starts striking you with his whip. And there you go, 2 hits and he's dead. King Jeremiah vanquished. So we get some humanity. We get a very nice amount of souls. And we get a notched whip. Now I know that you can also get this armor set, but it wasn't specifically here. And I will admit I've forgotten where I could get it. But yeah, oh well. I suppose that we'll come around to it eventually. Because as you saw, it is quite a unique set. And it really looks very, very strange with that giant blob of a headwear. And the set, in fact, has been in the Souls games since the Demon Souls. and it even persists in Dark Souls 2, although a little less extreme than you see in this version, than you see in Dark Souls 1. But it's quite funny. Many weapons and items of the Souls series are persistent throughout different games. Now, a few ones would be quite obvious in that respect, like a long sword and like a broadsword and such. But also, but most notoriously, for example, is the Moonlight Greatsword, which also makes an appearance in Bloodborne. The Moonlight Greatsword is, I think most people will agree that it is one of the most, one of the coolest and unique weapons in the game. But it is also a weapon that requires intelligence to be properly wielded. It basically is a sword that is used by mages, which is quite surprising considering that it is a great sword. But yeah, even so, in the hands of a mage that can wield it properly, it is quite a devastating weapon, dealing mostly, if not all, magic damage, I believe. And obviously, again, usually magic damage will be far more devastating than normal physical damage. So here we are.
Who art thou? One of us thou art not. If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home. If thou seekest I, thine desires shall be requited not. Thou must returneth whence thou came. This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind, but thou dost not belong. I beg of thee, plunge down from the plank and hurry home.
So if you attack her, you will obviously engage in her boss fight. And she has a tail that you can cut off, a quite fluffy one, I will add. But she is quite unique. For she is in fact a half dragon. That is why she has a tail. And why she has those little horns on the face. And she wields the great Life Hunt Scythe. And this scythe, if you kill her, you get her soul and you can make this scythe yourself. But the great downfall of this scythe is mostly that it drains your own health when using it. I believe we should be picking up some item here. It might be that we would have to go back first, because I believe the Xanthus set will be here. I'll go back to the bonfire and double check that, because I know there should be an item waiting for us there actually. We'll get leveled up then anyway, so oops. Oh, we are invaded, I think. We were kicked out of the bonfire, you see. Yep, we are invaded. Well, there we go, the first invasion. Let's see how I fare. Probably not all that great. I wasn't exactly prepared for it, but... Oh, behind us. Hello. Now, most of the time...
I'm sorry.
That's actually quite kind that he says that. Now, obviously, a battle like this can be quite challenging, and most of the time, in fact, you can encounter enemies that will backstab you even when it seems that it should be impossible, and that's because of server delays. This one was actually quite valid, but you can see that people are constantly hunting for backstabs. And that is a dark hand. Something that would drain our humanity if he gets that special attack off. Gosh darn it. Come on, buddy. But I don't think he will get that off. He might kill us, but he will not get our humanity that way. What that does mean, however, is that he is part of...
I'm sorry.
Yes, we get it. That means he is part of the covenant of Dark Wraith. The Dark Wraith covenant. And the Dark Wraith covenant is the most PvP oriented covenant of all. Obviously because of having that special hand basically that will allow you to drain humanity from humane targets. You can even drain it from some NPCs, and some will actually allow you to do it because most of them have a threshold of damage you need to do before they become aggressive. I'll scale up in dexterity. There we go. And well, we have plenty of humanity, and after this I can simply go and farm for more humanity. So let's go and turn human again. Because why not? I mean, if we can evade it again, we can have another shot and then get to show off. Or well, show off. Get to show another fight. Gosh darn it. Couldn't you just wait a second? Oh, so rude. So rude. I wanted to switch to my Uchi. There we go. Because on all accounts the Uchi Katana should be a much more suitable weapon for PvP battles than the Scythe. Because the Scythe is much slower, has a much greater consequence if you actually miss. Because of that short staggering that all Helmet class weapons have. So I was quite at a disadvantage at fighting him. That's probably the reason why he got that backstab off so easily. But in general, don't think too much of the Dark Souls PvP community at this point anymore. Because most of the time, people will be fishing for backstabs, and if they can get it off quite easily due to server lags and such. This is one of those games that requires very, very narrow and precise timing in combat, and even a little bit of delay, even just a second of server delay can make a massive, massive difference. And it will never feel fair if that happens, obviously. But that's the consequence, and this one actually was this guy that just invaded us was actually quite nice compared to some. So he was cocky with trying to steal our humanity. Nope. The great sword that he wields is one that I could actually show off as well. But I guess that he already does that for us. So most of the movements that you see NPCs using, if you get their weapons, you can usually imitate at least one of those moves that they use. Which is especially nice with the Abyss Blade, which is basically the sword that Artorias used in our battle. Now here we are, yes. Now there sits a hollow here, and he gives us the Xantu set. The Xantu set includes this thing. Yep. It's really... I don't even know. A mysterious item once worn by the Xanthus King Jeremiah. Legendary exile. No one knows where it came from. The crown bears a high quality cloth which is quite soft to the touch, but its bright yellow color stings to the eye and is far too big. Yep. Now if you choose not to fight and simply walk towards this edge, this is what will happen. A leap of faith. You... And here we are, in Anolondo. And using a homeward bone would not be a good idea right now, because that will probably mean that we are placed back into the painted world of Ariamis. We actually want to get out of there, rather than back in. So you probably do have to fight. I believe so, at least. I'm not sure. But you probably need to fight your way out of here then. Which isn't that big of a deal. Alright. Dang it. Stop rolling. Gosh darn. Oh dear. Oh dear. I would not like to die now and be brought back into the painted world. No thank you, sir. No, 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 no. Let's not do that. Heal up for a moment. Alright, there we go. Jeez. Alright, that's two of them. That's another one. There we go. If you like, you can farm them for throwing knives, though I don't think that farming throwing knives is all that creative an idea. They're quite cheap. But you could do that. And having a few throwing knives is never a bad thing, I would say. Especially if you are yourself not all that oriented around ranged damage. What the hell is that thing? We already looted that corpse, didn't we? Oh wait, that's that's one of those guardians. I was already thinking, wait, is that hollow? But no, it's just... Oh well, free throwing knives. So we are still human, but in this area we cannot be invaded because we already beaten Smo and Ornstein. If we now travel to the DLC area towards Ulasil, then we will be able to get invaded again. But since we are here, let me take this opportunity to show you guys a covenant that I'm not sure I will join, actually. Maybe I should wait, in fact, because of that. There is still the issue of the covenant that we are in now that I need to complete, so to speak. If I do that, then we can work away towards getting a great sunlight spear. Or a great lightning spear. I keep saying sunlight spear, but sunlight spear is the highest tier of it, and it is not one that I am keen on using. The sunlight spear is by far the most powerful, and it requires, I believe, 2 attunement slots to use. And not only that, but instead of having 10 charges, it only has 5 charges, whereas the Great Lightning Spear still has 10 charges. So yeah, it's mostly just a matter of personal preference, and it comes down to how much you are really relying on faith magic. So we can go to any of these places, including the painted world of Ariamis, although when you warp there, you again have to plunge down from the boss fight to get out of there. So that will be a theme that will be repeating itself every time. But even so, I would think that it is quite worth it. So we can go back to Ulusil actually. I think that we can at least make some more progress there. Oh wait, we still have to drop off the ember, don't we? Right. Then let's go back to that parish instead. We also have a scripted invasion here still that we need to do in Ulusil. There we go. Back at the undead parish. Parish. I don't know what a parish is.
Show me that ember of yours. Well, I've never heard of a black ember. How about leaving that ember with me? I find it strangely fascinating. Yes. Well, thank you. This ember really is something special. I'm already under its spell. I sense great potential indeed.
He's not wrong. They're quite powerful weapons, the occult ones. They can serve you well in more than one boss fight. As well in general, being quite nice, I would say. They deal... they add a little bit of magic damage to any weapon. So, it's always convenient.
Don't get yourself knight.
So, yes. I really want to do a specific boss fight, but I can't do it yet because I first really want to get through through Ulusil. Because that will actually slightly, ever so slightly change that boss fight. We can summon another guy. Oh, that's right! That's right. That reminds me of something else I still want to show you guys. Let's go back to Firelink Shrine. Sorry for the delays, by the way, but I've really, I absolutely love the fact that you can do this, and I really want to show it off to you guys. Because on all accounts, Artorias is, it's a great boss fight, and in general, it's the poster child for the entire game. And he's just a badass in every and all ways, really. Apart from, of course, being his legend being false, but it's not his fault. Alright, I want to take care of these hollows first. They would otherwise just be a pain in my butt. There we go. Now we again go over to that merchant guy over there. Careful with the jumping. Careful along these edges.
Aye, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
Alright. He still sells his normal sets. He sells the Ornstein set. And he sells the Artorias set. Quite expensive. That's a bit of a disappointment. The Artorias set is a medium weight weapon. But it is still, obviously, it belonged to Artorias, so you can use it to roleplay as him. And in general, I would say that it looks as like a very, very great set. I don't have enough souls for the entire set, otherwise I would show you guys. But, I'll try and get that set for the next episode.
I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
That's not very strange.
Well, that is a shame then. But no matter. Come back again. I'm always available.
wish I thought that the set would be a little bit cheaper than that. But dang. 20,000 for each item. That's harsh. That's quite harsh. Well, let's go back to Lucille then. I will not lie though, I do not like the entirety of Lucille. I already mentioned that. It's such an unpleasant area in every sense of the word. I don't know. I just don't like the dark influences they have here. And that is to say the dark magic, not the dark as in lighting, because there's plenty of that throughout Dark Souls in general. No, he did not invade here, he invaded a little bit further up ahead. And he's quite familiar, we already know this guy. He should be invading here. Let's take out these guys first. Oh, your other friend died from that strike, but oh well, there we go. Now if we stand over here, he should come, I believe. Or was it just even one step further ahead? Come on, buddy. Not going to invade? Huh. Well, maybe he's actually trying to screw us over. And we need to go in and fight these guys first, before he actually comes. Trying to kick us when we're down, so to speak. Or I'm just having the wrong idea and he's not supposed to come here in general. Huh. Strange. He should be here. The maniacal screams. Oh well. I guess I'll... Oh, right, we had a door to open still. And that will give us the opportunity to speak to the guy that will be invading us. When we pass those ports, we won't have to worry about it anymore. Another thing you should probably want to know is this area. And these bonfires will allow you to go and do battle with other players that are also present. So it says deathmatch, it says team, probably team deathmatch, and a duel. So you can do different kinds of online, so to speak, invitational battles. Runes. Not sure what it means. And if you beat Artorias and come back here, this little lady will be waiting for us.
You? Is that not the soul of the man who fell on this spot? He was a dear friend. I wish to pay proper respect with that soul. Would you be willing to part with it?
Now, she wants to give, wants the soul of Artorias, and normally I would say yes, but since it serves no consequences within the game, I'm just going to be a heartless bastard and say no.
Yes, of course. Artorias would not have approved.
Oops, I skipped one of those, her dialogues there. Pardon for that. But she cared deeply for Artorias, and regrettably, I'm going to kill her, because she would give us 2 items in return for Artorias' soul, but I want to use Artorias' soul myself still. So instead, I will decide to simply kill her and get the items that way. I'm sorry for this.
You humans. Always taking what you please. Then I shall do the same.
And she is quick. Oh dang. And you need to be careful with her because she does toxic strikes and bleeding strikes. I believe both. You can already see that the weapons she uses are quite flashy indeed. At least one of them. There we go.
Oh, you humans, my dear Arthur.
Yep, it's a shame. If it were a real life scenario, I would have never done that. But since I have actually checked it, I have checked it multiple times, and there is seriously no consequence to doing this. But this will give you the dark silver tracer and the gold tracer, as well as her set. So, oh wait, of course not down. Ah, the dark silver tracer. A dark silver dagger used by Lord's Blade Kieran. Do I say that correct? Kieran. Of Gwyn's 4 knights. The victim is first distracted by the dazzling gold streaks of the gold tracer, then stung by the vicious poison of this dagger. And this dagger, it is actually not shown, but it is. It does say that it does a significant amount of critical damage. It has a significant scaling with dexterity. So if you like dexterous weapons, this can be a very fun weapon to use. And it does cause that poison buildup, that toxic buildup in fact, which is quite devastating. Now the gold tracer is the other one. Curved sword used by the Lord's Blade Kieran. I keep forgetting. One of Lord Gwyn's 4 knights. Kieran brandishes her sword in a mesmerizing dance, etching the darkness with its dire streaks of gold. Now I can show you guys. It is a very short-looking weapon, and its normal strikes are very simple, although it does leave that very nice orange effect. Its strong attack, however, is a little bit more fashionable, and not only that, I have too many items here. If you use it as an offhand weapon, so like this, you can still do that stance as well as that. It is the only offhand weapon that does both a light attack and a strong attack. But it obviously has no parrying, and it has no other form of defense. So despite being quite devastating when dual wielding correctly, it still is something you will probably have to train for a lot in order to really get down how to use those properly. But we still have a door to open, and I am going to do that. So, at least before the end of this episode. Oh wait, we are already past it. I'm so silly. But after we meet this guy, that'll be the end of the episode. So this door can now be opened. And we simply take a ladder. And this is a giant. But not just any giant.
A visitor, have we? Thou must be the one who freed Artorias. An old friend he was. Thanks to thee, he left this world with honor intact. And here I am, retired and blind. Of little help to thee, I'm afraid. If thou seekest to explore this domain, be wary of a black dragon. I fear thee no match for this terrible beast. There's very little to be said. What good is a dog with no hares to hunt? But I'm lucky to be alive, I suppose. What good is
I forgot his name. Oh, Grow. Grow. Great arrow is used by Hawkeye Grow, one of Lord Gwyn's 4 knights for dragon slaying. Requires a great bow. Grows personally crafts each stone tip and wraps the shaft tightly in tree bark.
farewell, you? Lead thy life as thou seest fit.
Now, this is his bow. It is quite a significant piece, isn't it? But not only that, but we can acquire this bow for ourselves if we so choose. But there are some things we need to do for that first. It might be, at least personally I would say, a bit more fun to show you that first before we exit this area. Or rather, before we fight the great boss of this area. Because, as I already said, Manus, the great boss of this area, he is quite a pain. He is very, very much a pain. I just hope we don't get invaded while we do this. Alright. And we'll walk over to Firelink Shrine. Got a significant amount of souls from that little guy that we just beat. Level up. Again, for dexterity. There is only one more thing that I wish to share with you right now. You have now witnessed, I believe, if I'm correct. Yes, you have witnessed the four great knights of Lord Gwyn. All 4 of them as described. We have seen Karen, we have seen Grow, we have seen Ornstein, and we have seen Artorias. Those are the 4 knights, all using their own special talents in order to hunt the dragons in the ages of old. And in fact, we killed 2 of them. We already are, or we killed 3 of them in fact. We are on par with the strength of those great knights already. That can give you a bit of perspective into how powerful we are, relatively speaking, to this world as it is right now. But if you want to hear more about the Dark Souls lore in respect of the knights, there are some very good YouTubers online that I personally also follow, and I might actually mention them in the description below. Have a think about it if I remember. But anyway, this has been it for this episode. I've been your host, Spirit Bensolder, and I wish you all a very nice day.